So I want to talk about prevention and recovery. Let's start with recovery. Let's say the business leaders
I
listening.
love how you're using addiction language.
Yes.
Hey, you're right on, though, man.
I'm spot on.
That's perfect.
You've taught me well.
That's
for
good, man.
the business leader listening who's going, oh my gosh, John's reading my mail and I think I'm in that stage or I'm trying to come out of that burnout. What are the steps that leaders can take to start to walk out of that?
So think about the way our bodies are designed to deal with stress. We really got 3 triggers. We got fighting, we got running, we've got freezing, right? So the first 2 choices are our best option, right? I'm going to get out of here. There's a bear at the front of the cave. I'm going to get out of here. The second one is, hey, dude, I can't get out of this cave. Grab a stick. It's me versus the bear. It's probably not going to end well for you, but if you're a gangster fighter like you, George, you're going to come out on top.
You know me
That's right.
well. So many fights I get into.
The third option, which is the worst of the 3, but it's the best you got, is body goes into neutral. We're frozen. That's where your body says, you know what? That bear's going to come over and gnaw on a leg. We're going to take it with him, but we're going to get to tomorrow. All right, that's the goal. And so that's what depression. All right, that's when your body just says, hey, shove all that crap down. We're out. We're going to check out. We're going to get beat up. But we're going to survive. Right. So think about when you show up at the office and that idiot employee shows up. You can't fire him because
I don't know why you pointed to me when you said idiot employee.
It was an accident.
Okay.
It was a little bit Freudian. Kind of my hand just went to you like one of those watering sticks or whatever. So you can't fire him because we're just printing money and handing out checks. And so there's not a lot of people in line for this job, right? See what I did there? Yeah. That was like my little subtle political dig. I'm trying to get better at those. So you can't just fire him or you don't want to deal with it. And it sounds cool at an entree, like, you just fire him. Firing's hard, man. I've had to fire a lot. I don't like it. So I'm going to avoid it. So boom, my body goes into fighting or fleeing. And what are our options these days? I can't go hit him, right? He's going to call HR on me. And if you're a small business, HR is me, right? I'm going to go to jail. I can't just run away from him forever. And so what do? Here's what I do, George. I open up my laptop and I write him up. Or like, I'll send a mean email. And then after I send my, showed you email, then I'm going to text my wife about how tough I am. Dude, all of that stuff is still coursing through my body. It's not solved at all, right? This is what I get really annoyed by. There is an entire, I'm just going to make up a number because it's going to help my cause here, an $80 trillion industry.
Sounds about right.
Give or take-ish. Self-care industry. You know what you need when you're burnt out? A candle and a warm bath. It's gonna
nice.
bring you back. You know what you need? You need to ride a horse. Actually, that could actually help. So I take that one back. But like, it's this whole. You know what you need? You just need some lavender essential oil under your eyelids, or I don't know where you.
That could work too.
Listen, entree leaders, don't put essential oils under your eyelids. That's probably gonna burn your eyeballs out. I don't know.
Real painful.
But there's this idea that you can just deal with the surface level nonsense and you're gonna get to it. So to circle all the way back and answer your full question. By the way, if you're wondering, did me and George get any work done in the office?
What a journey we've taken just with this one question.
Very, very little. So here's what you got to do. And this is, again, straight from that book. It's straight from, this is research backed. So this isn't just me making this stuff up. You first got to address the meaning of what you're doing here, right? So if you're a plumber trying to change, I want to change the face of plumbing in America, right? Or I am a HVAC person in Texas. I want to change the face of HVAC in Texas. Well, you know what? Their power grid doesn't work super great right now. And so you're probably not going to do that. And every day if you're going to work trying to change the face of HVAC in Texas, you're going to get burned out because you're going to realize, dude, I'm treading water. I'm going nowhere. So sit back and ask yourself, why am I doing this? And you may have to readjust your meaning, which may be, I want to make sure that every person that reaches out to me and says, hey, I need help, they're going to feel honored and dignified, and they're going to get their power. They're going to get their needs taken care of. You can do that, right? So sometimes it's rescaling down or rescaling up what your mission is, making meaning of what you're doing. And then, dude, nobody likes this, especially in the Western world, but you got to move your body. You've got to discharge this stuff. That's why all the research circling back now is saying, man, you want to start addressing anxiety. You want to start addressing, depression. You want to start exercise, dude. Go move. You've got to move. Then you've got to be in relationships. You've got to have skin-to-skin contact. You've got to sleep, George.
Sleep.
Entre leaders, listen, I'm pointing at a camera, and I know most of you are listening to this. You have to sleep. You've got to sleep. It's a reset. It's a control-alt-delete for your brain, right? You've got to breathe, be creative, be grateful, live a life of gratitude. There's all these things that sound all woo-woo and cheesy, and I'm thinking right now, there's some dude in Kentucky driving his plumbing truck, and he's going to pick up one of his idiot coworkers screwed something up, and he's going to fix it. And he's thinking, did he just say be creative and gratitude? What are you talking about, dude? He's like covered in, I don't know, like that PVC, that purple stuff on the connects PVC pipe.
I love the visual here.
Yeah, exactly.
I know this guy.
Of course we do. And he's saying, what? I got to be grateful? Yes, you do. I don't have time to go to sleep. You have to, right? So there's some very basic things you got to do to take care of your body. And then your body goes this, George, it's amazing. It'll say, oh, cool, we're back in control. I'm going to shut off the spigot, man. I'm going to quit pulsing all these chemicals through our body. We're good. And then we'll get up and start again tomorrow.
All of that reminds me of your hosing off the boots analogy. When I first heard this, I had no context because I've never had to hose off boots.
I realized that was a very Texas analogy.
Very Texas, but I love the heart behind it. So share with the listeners what you mean by hosing off the boots.
This is a PG podcast, so I'll go. If you're out shoveling crap all day, you can't take those same boots that you were out working with and walk through your living room. It's disrespectful to your home, to your kids, to your spouse. Like, you got to leave your boots outside and you got to hose them off because you got to go back out to work the next day. The analogy is, dude, you've got to have a process. If you're a hard-working, exhausted, small business owner, you're trying to deal with these yo-yo, like, county regulations and state regulations, and people are upset, and you're just trying to help people out. The power grid's going out. Our pets' heads are falling off, all of that. Man, you've got to have a process every day to say, workday's over. I'm hosing these boots off. I'm not going to drag this crap into my house so my kids have to deal with it, so my wife has to deal with it, so my husband's got to deal with it. I'm going to clean it off, and that goes back to that process that we talked about, man. That is, did I accomplish today what I needed to accomplish? What are the things I could control? Did I do those things? What did I accomplish making meaning today? Do I have an exercise program? Am I going to reach out to some friends? Am I going to talk to people? Am I going to hug my wife for 20 seconds without stopping? It's doing those things that you know help you be well, so you can get up and then go be the dad or mom or husband or kid, whatever you need to be, and then get back out there tomorrow and go get them again.
Well, as you're talking about this, it almost sounds like the recovery advice is the same as the prevention advice.
Here's the thing. Exactly. Genius. You don't even need to go to grad school, man. You figured it out. The prescription for all of this stuff is to create a life with enough margin to handle the crazy days, to have friends in your life because they are, they're to use Dave's word, they're the emergency fund for your life. There's going to be seasons when you can't handle it all, right? You've got to have other people in your life. And this myth that I could do it all myself, you can't. I promise, dude. My dad was a SWAT guy and a hostage negotiator in Houston, Texas. The joke I use around here is I grew up in the place where they process the leather, and then I spent 20 years in Lubbock, Texas. That's where they grow the cows to make the leather. So I've seen it end to end of this imaginary bootstraps I'm supposed to pull myself up by. Dude, it's a myth. It's not real. It can't happen. One thing is going to happen. You're going to crash. And you're going to take people with you. You're going to collapse your business. You're going to burn out. You're going to drive everyone around you crazy. And you're going to end up all by yourself, man. And so, yes, the prevention here is create a life that you want to live. Choose to make less money so that you have more joy and happiness in your life. Make that decision, man. Drive a 10-year older truck. It's still going to get you from point A to point B. But if that keeps you from having to redline everything in your life where you don't have time to be around people, to drive, to exercise your body, to read books, to be around people, to have a faith community, then dude, drive the older truck for crying out loud. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Take one less job, right? So yes, you're exactly right.